Welcome to week 2, Design 1 class. This week, the most important element of design that we're going to be talking about is positive and negative shape. It's one of my favorite, and I think it's the most important thing you need to learn. So let's take a look at the lecture that I have attached to your assignment folder. So we're working on the elements of design. Last week we worked on line. This week is going to be on shape. So what is shape? Shape is an area having a specific character. So if you take a line, you connect it, you always get a shape. This week you will be drawing shapes to complete thumbnails. Everybody did such a fabulous job last week. One thing I want to make sure that you know is when you do your squares, I think you have them 2.5 inches or 3 inches, make sure they're actually squares. Don't be fancy and outline the corners, okay? So using shapes. So first let's go over a couple definitions. Positive shape. Positive shape is an element that is distinguished from the background. So if you make a square, you fill it in solid, that is positive shape. The negative space is occupied space around the outside of the shape. And that is one of the most important things that every single piece of artwork you can apply positive and negative shape, okay? So let's go right to the first thumbnail. So as you can see on the left, positive, negative, you've got, is it a vase? Is it two people? So right there, what's really cool about positive and negative space can become positive space. So look at the very illustration to the left. You've got two people looking at each other, and then you got kind of a vase or whatever that thing is in the middle. Even though it's white, that is turned to a positive shape. So each one of those, the people could be negative or positive. Let's look in the middle. You've got the giraffes that's in the negative space of the trees, which can be transferable. And one of my favorite artists of all time is M.C. Escher. You can see how it has a morphing from a bird to a fish, and it has positive and negative shape ground reversal. So if you don't know much about M.C. Escher, Google him. He is the master of negative shape. So let's go down to the assignment. Okay, you're going to have tasks 1 through 5. So in the first task, each one of them has, I think it's 6 thumbnails. Well, let me look. But you're going to do positive and negative shapes. Okay, this is kind of a quirky. Sway is kind of jerky because it's the first time I've kind of used this. So you're going to be doing thumbnails in your sketchbook. Later on, you're going to find you're going to do your absolute favorites, and you're going to be inking them. Okay, so this is kind of what your page is going to look like. Right here. That's 3-inch boxes. If you have a little bit smaller sketchbook, I'm not for sure, you might want to do 2.5 inch squares. Okay, so the first assignment. Let me move it up a little bit. Oh, this is so dang jerky. See if I can make this little thing a little bit smaller. Okay, let's do this. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, so the first one you're going to do, it's 6 thumbnails. Earlier I said 3. It's 6 for each one. So look at each one. Okay, right here is a rectangle you're going to use. It's not a square, it's a rectangle, okay? You're taking that rectangle and you're going to place it in different areas of a square 2.5 inch box. So right here, you've got positive space, then negative. The whole goal of this assignment is to make sure all of the negative space is different. So right here, even though this is negative space, it creates a triangle, right? Here, different size spaces here. So this is an asymmetrical layout, which it's not equal on both sides. So look here. So here you've got negative, positive, negative. Even though that's negative, that creates a positive shape. Here you kind of have it kind of going off the edge. One thing that's cool about the assignment, you can break the edges, but you need to erase this part. Okay, so this is a cool shape that's here. So this is kind of like a space filler. So when you're taking photographs and stuff, really think about the negative space around it. Okay, so this is a great example of thumbnail one. One rectangle, not two, not three. Please have good craftsmanship. If you want to use a ruler, use a ruler. Okay, so task one, I mean, very, very easy. Okay, now we're going to skip right to number two. Number two, you're using two rectangles. This is an example of two rectangles. They're very same size, okay? Then you're going to place them different areas in your box, okay? So here you got this really cool negative area here. Two positive, it has went outside the border. Here, which is really cool, it kind of dips in to the other rectangle. But look at all these cool areas that's all different. So this area here is different than this area. This is a really fun assignment, and you can be very, very creative with it. Don't have everything floating. Have it arranged into the area. This is kind of cool. They're diagonal. Remember, a rectangle is kind of like a lime, so it has lots of action. This one's a little bit more sedated. This has got lots of action. This is like jumping into a different area. What's cool about this overlapping, look at this cool diamond that's created. You know, it also creates a focal point. You got a focal point here. You got a focal point here. Here it's kind of hard to see a focal point because it's a little bit, but look at this kind of like, it looks kind of like an S. So remember that negative space can be positive areas. So let's go down to task 3. Okay, now we're doing different scale. Different scales means you have the same shape, it's just smaller or bigger. You're not changing the proportion. That's the next assignment. So you've got a rectangle here, the very same shape, it's just smaller. Now you're interacting with one another. So you got it overlapping. You can have this shape negative, and that's exactly what I did here. Look at this cool shape. I mean, it's really, really exciting if you can just get the handle of using negative space. It's so important. You know, even if you ever watch Project Runway, all those photographs are mostly judged by the negative space. So if they've got their hands on the hips, they should have different shapes creating in their arm space. So it's really, really exciting. You should have a lot of fun with this. This is kind of a really cool. I like this one because you've got two shapes, but look here. You've got two triangles that's kind of similar that's repeated. So you got repetition. You're going to find out when you start working with elements and principles of design, you have multiple ones. This is kind of cool. It's at an edge because it looks like this one is kind of holding up the other one. There's lots of actions that you can create just by using two shapes. And that's why, you know, advertising is so important, and advertisers pay graphic artists tons and tons of money, and they have to know all their elements of principal design to have really strong layouts. Okay? So that is task 3. I know I'm talking fast, but this is pretty simple, but you can get really, really exciting results with it. Okay, that's task 3. Scale. So now we're going to jump to proportion, another vocabulary word. Okay, so this is the same shape, but it's in different proportions. A rectangle or rectangle, you kind of stretch this. So make sure you're using the same two shapes in all 6 of your thumbnails. And right here, this is an excellent example. Look at this little tiny little area here. It's kind of fun. So everything is different in proportion. It's just amazing what you can do with 2 shapes. Okay, so that is task 4. Know your vocabulary words of being proportion. Okay, let's go down to, okay, this is a really, really exciting one. Okay, and I've got a great example here. What you're going to do, you're going to take your photograph from week 1 and you're going to translate it into shapes, okay? This is like really, really quick, but let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you. I don't know. I guess I can. Well, oops, this is crazy. But anyway, okay, so this is a photograph entered by somebody. You're breaking it into shapes, rectangles. So you've got repetition of lines here. You've got the person, the student example. I've made that into a square. What's really, really nice about this, look at all this negative space you've got here. You've got this triangle created right here. So you can be a little bit neater to me. You can, but it is a thumbnail. But, and you might want to ink this one later. But its thumbnail is to use, this is using line only actually, because the photograph was line only. So you should use only lines in this thumbnail. So I think this is a kind of a new assignment I kind of made up, but I really, really think this is really going to be fun for you. Okay, so you can apply elements of principal design to photographs that you take. And this is a great example because you've got repetition of lines going straight up and down. You've got diagonal lines. You've got a really, really strong focal point, and you got lots of negative space. So that is an excellent photograph. So, the extra credit, I've got another option for you. Some people do extra credit, but what you do, you can get extra credit points if you take that task 5 and you ink it really nice with good craftsmanship. I want you to do it at least 4 to 5 inches wide, make it a final, use a ruler, it's really important, and it'll be kind of like a warm-up to the inked finals you're going to do later. Okay? Again, all thumbnails must be photographed on a page. So when you have task 1, make sure all 6 thumbnails are on one page. Go to the next page, make sure all 6 are on there. Also make sure you use a pencil that's dark enough, that's photographed well. And let me give you a tip when you photograph stuff. If I want to photograph something that I want something to be really visible, maybe take it outside in the shade, not in the bright sun, in the shade. And sometimes when you have a little bit more light on something, you'll get rid of maybe that yellow tint. So kind of play around with your phone. And you know what? My phone has a really crappy phone to it. So just make sure that when you photograph it, it shows up and it's clear and it is photographed square. That means when you shoot your page, make sure it's not in perspective. Make sure you're right on top of it and it fills up the whole frame. Another quick comment too. A lot of you had these really fancy color backgrounds and themes to your PowerPoint. Get rid of it. I want it to be just like my PowerPoint here. Your artwork is the main attraction. Don't take away from your artwork and your sketches by adding colorful themes. So just keep it simple, a white background, and display your artwork on it. Okay, so if you have any questions, please email me. And good luck on the assignment, and I think it's very fun, and you're going to be doing thumbnails for the next 3 weeks, and we're going to apply different elements of design. Good luck.